We're edging up to New Year's Eve, and what better place to do it than on the mat? I've got a special sequence that's going to work our hip opening. It's kind of an intermediate sequence, but just go at it at your own pace. You can always pull back at things, finding your comfort range, so important. Let's start in downward facing dog. So coming right into it, and let's bend one knee and then the other, just gently starting to get into those hips. And then sweeping right leg up, we'll open the hip, bend that knee, and let's open and close that knee joint 3 times. And then coming up to the ball of the left foot, again, opening and closing that knee joint 3 times. Let the heel of the left foot come down, and again, 2, 3, lifting onto the ball, and 1, 2, and 3. Heel comes down. Let's keep that knee bent and bring that knee to touch the right elbow. And then we're going to set it down and find our pigeon. So coming up into that little back bend and then coming down any amount. Just melting into it. Coming up again, we'll find a few little circles there, coming in and out of that external rotation and in the other direction. Coming up, right hand down, ball of the left foot. Let's lift up and find our fallen triangle. Just opening it up. And then let's bring that right foot into a wide, so we're taking a wide kind of lizard stance. Letting the back knee drop. And let's just kind of lean into that a little bit, wiggle around. See how that lands in your body right now. Draw the hips back. So flexing that front foot, drawing the kneecap up and back forward. I'm going to bend that back knee and reach back, find the foot. So as we're in this position, think of a waistband. In the middle of the back waistband, it's kind of pulling out a bit. So we've got some stability in the core as we come into this position. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to draw those hips back, nice counter pose. And then sliding the right leg out obliquely into an oblique split and holding it at any height, of course. And then bending the knee. 2 knees land, and let's press it back to our downward facing dog. Sweeping left leg up, bend the knee, open the hip, and open and close that knee 3 times, and then coming to the ball of the right foot, and again, 1, 2, and 3. Heel comes down, again, opening and closing that knee, 2 and 3, and last one. 1, 2, and 3. Keep that left knee bent, and then bring it on up to tap the left elbow and finding your way into fallen triangle. From your fallen triangle, we're going to come into our pigeon pose. So finding our upright pigeon first, gonna wiggle around in that a little bit, find your pigeon, and then maybe diving down into a forward fold. Just melting into it. And crawling your way up out of it, and then let's take a few little circles here. And in the other direction. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to step back to all fours and then step the left foot forward
and come into our lizard pose here. So just leaning into it for a moment, feeling that big stretch in the hip flexor, and then hips go back, hips come forward, this time bending the right knee, sweep the left arm up and over, find that foot, remember that back waistband pulling up so you have that stability in the pose. Beautiful. And then pulling the hip back, and let's find our oblique split on this side. And then we'll come up out of it. Let's find our way back to downward dog for a moment, and once again, just pedal it out. And working our way into Hanumānāsana, so coming to all fours. If you have a block, you can use a block underneath the thigh. I'm not going to do that in this video. So you could have that block just underneath this right thigh. I've got my right leg forward, and you're going to find, where you've got the maximum stretch in the back of that leg. So you might be staying right here. You might be able to slide it forward a little bit. Now, something I like to do when I'm moving into my Hanumānāsana is start to sway from side to side. So I find my sort of maximum stretch, and then it's like scrolling across the hamstring. And this can be a nice way to work a little bit deeper into the stretch. Beautiful. And then let's switch it out. So pulling back out of that side, and now I've got my left leg forward. So you might work just this half Hanumānāsana, Ardha Hanuman, or sliding it forward any amount. You can use the block, or you can use your hands, your arms as that support as you lower down, which is what I'm doing right now. So I have less stretch available to me on this side. So I'm going to get to sort of my edge and then start that sway side to side. That feels really nice for me, and I can feel how I'm starting to be able to just go a little bit deeper. Just taking the space that's available, of course, always. Nice. Pulling back out of that. Let's take a little space between the knees, big toes together, and I'm going to sweep the arms back alongside the body and find a child's pose. Just swaying back and side to side, getting into those hips, just releasing nicely. Beautiful. And coming to a comfortable seated position, let's just take a moment to maybe set an intention for the new year that is almost upon us. And let's sweep up everything that we've had in 2022, draw those prayer hands together, looking up and acknowledging the love that holds everything in being as time slips by, and drawing the hands to the forehead, acknowledging all our teachers and mentors on the path, and then to the heart space, just bowing into the heart for a moment, and sending those blessings of the heart out into the whole world. Namaste, yogi friends. Happy New Year.